Hi, this is Martin Andelman from Mandelman Matters, and this is a Mandelman Matters video podcast. I'm in Washington, D.C., and I'm standing in front of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, as it's known by most people. HUD is the agency run by Dr. Ben Carson right now in the Trump administration, and they're in charge of a lot of things, including the reverse mortgage program insured by the federal government, which is called HECM, HECM. It stands for Home Equity Conversion Mortgage. And it is part of the government's reverse mortgage program. And I know that a lot of people have negative perceptions about reverse mortgages. And that's what I wanted to talk about today on this Mandelman Matters video podcast. The bottom line is there's absolutely nothing wrong with a HECM mortgage. Not a thing. It was voted on by Congress, it is regulated by HUD, and it's insured by the FHA. And it's just like a regular mortgage in almost every way. If you had a HECM mortgage, you could choose to make monthly payments every month of principal and interest, and then it would operate just like the mortgage you have now. But with a HECM, you have choices. You could also choose to make interest-only payments and let the balance stay where it is. Or you could choose to make no payments at all, in which case the interest gets added on to the balance. It's pretty simple, right? If you make principal and interest payments, you pay down the loan. If you make interest-only payments, the loan balance stays the same. And if you decide to make no payments, then the interest gets tacked on to the back end of the loan. That's all there is to it. Nothing tricky, nothing secret, and certainly nothing to be afraid of. Now, there are a lot of ways that people use HECMs for all sorts of objectives, okay? But one of the ways I'm going to tell you about right now I think is very important today. It's called the HECM line of credit. And it's a line of credit on your house, just like a home equity line of credit. The difference is that you pay it back on your schedule, not on theirs. Like I said, you can never be late because there's no due date. I think everybody, if you're over 62 years old and have roughly 50% equity in the house, now is the time to look at setting up a HECM line of credit. Because with the economic situation that we have found ourselves in, we don't know when this is going to get better and how much better it's going to get and how bad it's going to get before it starts to get better. And having that line of credit can be the difference between making it through this and struggling. The HECM line of credit is better than the home equity line of credit in every conceivable way. For one thing, the HECM line of credit can never be canceled. The home equity line of credit, the HELOC, can be canceled by the bank unilaterally at any time. And you know when they'll cancel it, right? When you need it. So a HELOC is fine to have, but you don't know if it's going to be there when you need it. And the HECM line of credit is guaranteed to stay with you for the rest of your life. So when you need it, it's guaranteed to be there. The reason I'm telling everybody that now is such an important time is because home values are going to fall. Now, they won't fall quickly, they won't fall overnight, they won't fall over the next month or two, but by next spring, summer, you can count on it, home values will have fallen. And then, if you try to set up a line of credit, you either may not be able to do it at all, but you'll certainly be getting less money available than you would had you set it up today. So now is not the time to be in denial. I know you might be okay now, but what if this goes on another 6 months or a year? If that line of credit could be important, and it always could be important, then now's the time to look into setting it up. And I have an idea. I know people are concerned about reverse mortgages and HECMs, so I have a thought. How about this? Contact me, there's the email, mandelman@mac.com, and I'll need a couple pieces of information, nothing personal, no social security numbers or anything like that. And I'll be able to put together what I'm calling a pretend reverse mortgage. It's a HECM line of credit, just like a real one, but it'll be pretend. And you can look at the paperwork and look at the numbers and look at the costs and gain an understanding of how it really works and how it can make a difference in your life. And then if you decide that you want to make it real, well, you can contact me again or anyone else that can help you, and you can have it set up for real. But for the moment, why not do a pretend one? Why not take a look at what this really has to offer instead of making decisions based on rumor and innuendo, most or all of which simply aren't true. Another way people use HECMs is to stop making mortgage payments altogether. So let's say your payment right now is $2,000 a month and you switched your existing mortgage over to a HECM, and then you could stop making the payments for the year. Nobody would call, nobody would care. The interest would be added onto the balance, and you'd still have to pay your property taxes and insurance and maintenance on your house, the normal things you would as a homeowner, but you don't have to make the mortgage payment. So that means you could save that money instead of spending it and sending it to the bank every month. So if your payment was $2,000 a month and you could take the year off, you could put away $24,000. That could make a difference in the months and years to come. So don't ignore it. This is why I'm here. It's HUD. See that big building? That's who's regulating the HECMs and the HECM lines of credit. There's even the HECM for purchase now, where you can buy a house using a HECM. Basically, you just put 50% down and let the HECM pick up the other 50%. Then you can decide whether you want to pay it or not, whether you want to pay it monthly, quarterly, yearly, every 3 years. It's up to you. With a HECM, you control the mortgage instead of the mortgage controlling you. And they let you do it because you're old. You have to be over 62 to get a HECM. At least one person in the house has to be over 62. So look, this isn't the time to ignore this. If you have questions, send me an email, mandelman@mac.com, and why not do a pretend reverse mortgage? It doesn't cost anything, it doesn't hurt anything, and you'll come away with a solid understanding of what the HECM can mean to you and your retirement. All right? Until next time, this is Martin Andelman from Mandelman Matters, and this has been, well, a Mandelman Matters video podcast. Thanks for watching. Hey, while I'm here, here's an idea. I think I'll go over there and knock on Ben Carson's door and see if we can have a chat. You never know.